So I am here with Rachael Redgate. How are you today, Rachael?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. How did you start your career as a life coach?
I've always been an advocate of people going after what they love in life. So whether that be career or something else. When I was at university in Nottingham, I went there to do a subject that I love, but after graduation, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I was pretty excited, about the prospect of finally being out of school and kind of having, in my mind, a level of freedom that I hadn't really had before, because I'd gone straight from school, straight to university, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm graduating and it's time to kind of be an adult, which I was excited about, and sort of decide what my next step was. But it wasn't really long after that I ended up in a job that I didn't really like. And it wasn't long before I kind of felt trapped in that job. I knew that I didn't really want to be there, and I didn't really feel like this job was kind of a match for who I am and what I was into. But I didn't know what I was into or what I would be into, sort of career-wise.
Yeah.
So I felt a little stuck, and I didn't really know where to go. When I was at university, I'd been reading a blog all about personal development and growth. This lady and she was amazing. She had some really, really great insights on life. And when I was in this job, it had really helped me when I was at university kind of shift how I completed my degree and just helped me feel a lot happier in myself. So when I was in this job that I hated, and I was actually starting to feel quite down and depressed in it. So it was starting to affect my mental health. I was like, oh, I remember this blog that I used to read, so I went back to read it. And this person had since become a life coach, and she was offering free sample sessions to see for people to see what it might be like to work with a coach. And I thought, hey, like, I've got so much value from her in the past and what she's written. I'm at this point in my life. I don't know what's next. Let's try the sample session. I was just kind of ready for anyone to help me, really.
Yeah.
So I had the sample session. I ended up hiring her. And not long after that, I quit this job. I didn't have another job to go to at the time, but I quit this job that I didn't like. And I just went out and experimented with tons of options, which is kind of what excited me about leaving university initially. I was excited about exploring things, but for some reason, like, mentally, I just became blocked around that, because I was just kind of scared to leave the work, like this job that I'd got stuck in because of money and like other things. But she really helped me kind of let go of that and then just go and explore. I ended up in education. Working in education, which I much preferred. The other job I worked in was a desk job. But through kind of working in education, I realized that I really love working with people. And more than I do kind of sat behind a desk staring at a computer all day. So, and I really loved helping the kids achieve their potential, which is really what I do in coaching now as well. It's just a different level. So my coach kind of helped me transition into that, and she also helped me a lot with my confidence. I was a very shy child growing up.
Yeah.
And she just helped me in like lots of other ways as well that were unexpected. And so I got really, really curious about the work, and I just got really curious about how she managed to do that. And I started asking questions, and then those questions and that curiosity kind of led to me researching training programs, and mostly I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a coach at that point. I was just really curious about how it all worked. But eventually I did sign up to a program and started training, and I did the same program that my own coach did in New York, which was really amazing. So basically that is how I came into it. I was at a low point in my life, went to transition, hired a coach helped me, and so I got curious about it and then wanted to do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
So, what inspired you to move from the UK to Canada?
So the year that I completed my coach training was 2014, and I graduated January of 2015. That was a really big year for me. I was traveling back and forth from the United States to get the life coach training.
Yeah.
And when I completed that, I was like, okay, what's next? Like, this was a huge adventure. Like, I call it an adventure.
Yeah.
I like to look at life as if it's an adventure.
Yeah.
So it was a huge adventure. And I was like, okay, I've done this thing. Like, what do I do now? Do I just stay in England and build my business? Or do I do something else alongside that? And I got some emails in my inbox about applying for a visa to either Canada or New Zealand or somewhere, like on a, like, you know, when you typically go for a gap year, like people tend to do that on their gap years.
Yeah.
And it's something I'd come across before, but for some reason, after I graduated, when it came through my inbox, I was like, actually, yeah, maybe that's something that I would be interested in doing now. So I think I was just looking for the next kind of big adventure, really. I didn't move for any specific reason other than I wanted to have a new experience.
Yeah.
And that seemed like the thing to do. So I applied and then I went.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what's the main thing you look to achieve by the end of every coaching session?
On a kind of a self-reflective personal level, I ask myself questions like, have I supported them and who they really are and what they want and what they're committed to? And I ask myself, have I supported their best or have I enabled their worst?
Right.
I'm always looking to, I think the relationship that I have with my clients is really important.
Yeah.
So I look at what our relationship was like in the session. Like, have we really connected over something? Is trust there? Are we on the same page around things? So I often measure success by how connected I feel with a client, because if I'm connected with the client, they're going to create so much more from our work together. So, what we're looking to achieve by the end of the session is actually, because my relationship, so a coach-client relationship is really a partnership. Yeah. So a client comes to me asking for what they want, and the agenda is theirs, essentially.
Yeah.
So, because the agenda comes from them, then also a measurement for success is, well, have we actually addressed their agenda, right?
Yeah.
And have we achieved what they asked?
Yeah.
Ultimately. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Does that?
Yes.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So, what is your style of coaching? You often come across lots of different styles of life coaching. Some life coaches are kind of a bit more softer in their approach, and then you'll have some which are a bit more kind of firm, like aggressive in their approach, like telling you need to change your life right now, or that kind of thing. Yeah. So what's your style?
I think that's a really hard question to answer, because I think that it depends. Like, for me, it depends on what the client wants, but it also depends on what the client needs.
Yeah.
So I always, because sometimes what they want can be different maybe than what they need.
Yeah.
So I always ask a client, when I first start working with them, hey, what sort of support are you looking for from me? What kind of support? Like, what motivates you? And then that gives us a starting point from which to go from, and we can figure out how we best work together, but also what they best respond to, kind of moving forward from there. So there's a little shifting sometimes for me to do, but I would say kind of on a general level, I think I'm very compassionate, which is probably more like people would maybe categorize that as a softer approach.
Yeah.
And I think even people who think that they want someone who's very aggressive typically actually potentially needs, like, everyone needs compassion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think my approach is I adopt a lot of compassion in my work, but equally I provide a lot of challenge. Like, I think the structure of what I do provides challenge, but also I'm there to challenge my clients. So I'm not the type of person to, my client says what they want, and I'm there to support them to get that, even when they don't feel like they want it any longer. Yeah. And that can probably sometimes seem hard. So I think some sessions it might seem harder, other sessions it might seem softer. It really depends on the day, it really depends on the client. Yeah. I think I pride myself on being able to strike a balance between the two. But my clients, if anything, are always going to get compassion from me.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it's like challenging them but holding their hand through that process too.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that is what people need, especially if you're going through like a challenging time in your life. You need that support. You need to know that you have someone on your side, as well as someone to push you to overcome your current situation. Are there any life coaches you would like to work with in the future?
Yeah, I mean, so my very first coach that I had, the one that I talked about, that inspired me to become a coach. I mean, I've had several coaches since then, but I think, I got the work that I did with her felt so magical. I think I'd like to think that I'd work with her again at some point one day. But aside from that, there is a coach that, who's been in the industry for like over 20 years. She is pretty much one of the founding people of the profession, sort of as we see it today. Yeah. And I'd like to work with her at some point as well.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So, what has been the greatest milestone in your career so far?
The greatest milestone, completing my training program. Completing my coach training program was a huge milestone because I have found it such a challenge for a number of different reasons. But another huge milestone for me, another milestone was going full-time with this, because I always wanted to have a full-time business, and now that I am full-time, it gives me the freedom and flexibility to travel and just work from wherever I want, because I see my clients over Skype, and that's amazing. But I think the biggest milestone, or the biggest turning point in like this career, was just making it to the first training weekend in New York, because I was really, it took a lot for me to kind of just commit to it and go, and I was really, really nervous and really, really scared, and I nearly didn't go, and just going and arriving and showing up was, I think, the biggest milestone. Yeah.
I think that as well, that can be something which I think a lot of people can relate with, like just overcoming your fears and like anxieties about certain things. That is usually when you get the greatest feeling, is when you achieve something on the other side of that.
Yeah, and then you're so scared of something, and then you finally do it. There's so much pride and so much you can create, and so much that's possible on the other side of that.
Exactly.
It's an amazing feeling. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. What song would you say best sums up your style as a life coach?
This is such a fun question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many songs to choose from. Like, where do you start?
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
The first song that popped to my head, so it's like the one that I'm going to go with, is Who You Are by Jessie J.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's like a British one. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know how, it's pretty old now, I think, but Who You Are, and the reason I chose that was because I think it reflects like what I want for my clients. I want my clients to live their lives based on who they really are, not who they think they should be, or who others want them to be. And I think, if we are able to connect with that from a very authentic place, we're able to create so much more.
Yeah.
So Who You Are, I think, is a really awesome song.
That
always motivates me, that song. I love that song.
That is such a good song choice. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that one. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the first one that came to my head, but there's so many.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So, what projects are you looking forward to working on this year?
My clients. If you could consider that a project. I love working with my clients. My own growth as a coach, because although I've got my training now, the growth and learning is never ending, right? Like, you never stop learning, you never stop growing, and I think if you do, you're going to start going backwards.
Yeah, definitely.
More than you're going to stay stationary.
Yeah.
So, I love growth. I love learning, and I'm just looking forward to kind of continuing to do that, continue to grow with my clients as they grow too. I'm in New York right now, doing a lot of work on myself here as well, so I'm really enjoying that. I don't necessarily have any specific projects as such coming up. I'm just kind of continuing to do what I do and get to new levels of it.
Yeah, that sounds great though. Yeah. What social media accounts should we follow if we want to catch up with what you're doing?
Okay, so my Instagram and my Twitter, they're the main places that I kind of hang out. Instagram, what do you call it? Handle, I think. My Instagram handle. So. Is that what you call it? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
My Instagram handle.
Yeah.
I'm sure people understand what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Is Rachael Redgate, and Rachael is spelled Rachael, and then Redgate is Redgate. So it's just my name.
Cool.
And then my Twitter handle is at Rach Redgate.
Cool. How is Rach Redgate spelled? I know because I follow you, but
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rach Redgate is Rachredgate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how can people schedule a free consultation with you?
They can visit my website at rachelredgate.com.
Yeah.
Rachel spelled Rachael.
Yep.
Redgate. .com. And there's a form on there that you can type in and send me a message through to set up the consultation.
Yeah.
It's either on my homepage, or you can click on the Work With Me page, and there's a form there as well. Or if you want, people can email me directly. And my email is rachel.redgate@hotmail.co.uk.
Yeah.
Or Rachael Redgate spelled the same as before.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. What made you pursue a career as a life coach?
I think, like I said earlier, I got so much out of it from my own coach. And I wanted to learn how to do that for other people, and I wanted to make sure that, I think the first job that I had, I didn't feel like I was doing anything particularly useful, and I felt like coaching was definitely very useful for people. I felt like it contributed to society in a way that I wanted to, and I just found it all very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So, who are the 3 most inspiring people in your life?
My grandma, I think, is one. She's 94, and she still goes to the gym 3 times a week, which I think is amazing.
Yeah. Inspiration.
Yeah. At 94 years old, it's insane.
Yeah.
So she's such an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
And her mental attitude about things is great as well, and she's such a social butterfly. Like, I love her.
Yeah. Aww.
My brother, I think, is another one. I think, he is, he's growing a lot, and he's becoming a lot in his life, and so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what is your favourite book?
Fiction, the first thing that comes to mind is Birdsong by Sebastian Faulkner. Self-help, Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. That's an awesome book.
And what is your favourite film?
Moulin Rouge. I love musicals.
So do I.
You do?
Yeah, I love musicals so much.
I love Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman as well.
Cool. What is your favourite TV show?
Right now I'm watching a lot of Friends, an
Yeah.
old classic.
Yeah.
And also Game of Thrones fan as well.
Cool. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but everyone tells me, like, you have to watch it, and I just never get around to watching it. I feel like I have to start from the beginning as well to, like, understand it. So it just feels like so much to catch up on.
Yeah, definitely. I would start from the beginning.
Yeah.
When I didn't watch it when it first came out, it was a good few years and that before I actually watched it, and then I started watching it one summer and I binged watched like the first 3 or 4 seasons in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I need to do. Like, I just need to binge watch it. I need to find a time and just, like, dedicate it. That is my Game of Thrones time to catch up.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Depends what you're into, but yeah.
Yeah. What is your go-to outfit?
Black leggings, because they're so comfy.
I know, I'm wearing them now.
They're the comfiest thing ever.
Yeah, I know.
A black frock.
Yeah.
And then put a splash of colour somewhere. That's probably my go-to outfit.
Yeah, it's just so simple. It's just the easiest thing to wear. Love it.
Yeah.
If you were a season, which one would you be and why?
I was born in July, and I love the summer.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say a summer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Summer.
What's your favourite sound?
Birds tweeting.
Cool. Very nice. And what is your least favourite sound?
Oh, that's hard. Nails on a blackboard.
Yeah.
I am old enough. I went to school that had blackboards.
Yeah.
And, yeah, nails on a blackboard.
Yeah.
Not a nice sound.
Nope. What was your favourite subject in school?
That changed depending on who was teaching.
I can understand that.
But physics was just, yeah.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. But I think the one I consistently liked the most was geography.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. What 3 words best describe you?
Determined is always the first one that comes to mind. Inquisitive.
Yeah.
And playful.
Cool. I think those are good words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like I think it's I always think that's a very hard question to answer, but determined, inquisitive, and playful do feel very much me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.